Hi and welcome to the GOT2000 HMI course, where we will see the operation panels proposed by Mitsubishi Electric. The lineup is composed by GT21, GT23, GT25 and GT27, but also by the GS21 and GS25 that are GOT simple with limited functionalities. Here we will see from left to right the operation panel ordinated by performance, and from down to the higher position where are positioned by the sides. In this slide we see the encoding of HMI name, and we will see the name, the resolution, the color of the screen, the power type, and other information about the panels. Let's now start talking about the panels. This panel is the GS21, is a GOT simple. It's an economical type of GOT, and it has little functionalities than the GT21, its brother. It has on board an Ethernet, an USB, an RS232 and an RS422, and a slot for SD card. Its main functionalities are operation log, data logging, multi-channel, transparent mode, operator authenticator, FAX list editor, and general processing of alarms. Here we can see the true resolution of the panel, because it is in 10 inches and 7 inches, and also we see the interfaces and the port mounted on board the GOT. The GT21 is the compact model of GOT. It has less functionalities than the other, but also is more completed than the GS21. It has on board an Ethernet on USB, an RS232, an RS422 and 485, an SD memory slot, and its main features are operation log, data logging, multi-channel, transparent mode, operator authenticator, backup restore, and general processing of alarms. It comes in a different resolution, and it has 65,000 colors, so it a greater resolution from the GS. Here we can see the hardware and where the ports are mounted, and here we can see also the port and the screen type. Now we have the GT2107 wide. It is another type of panel that doesn't fit in the GT21 family because it has more functionalities than the other GT21. It has a larger display with a higher resolution, and it has more functionalities. So it has VNC server, data logging, multi-channel, transparent mode, operator authenticator, backup restore, general processing of alarm. Here we can see the hardware and the port where are mounted, and a different from the other is that this type of GOT mount a USB interface on the front of the panel, a mini USB. The GT23 family is middle class, more economic than the GT25 and 27, but it has a larger number of functionalities. It also have Ethernet, USB, RS232, RS422, RS485, an SD card slot, and it can be equipped by an CC-Link IA interface. Its functionalities are server's client FTP, operation log, data logging, multi-channel, transparent mode, operator authenticator, backup restore, FX list editor, program sequence monitor, and system user RLANs. Like the GT21, it has all the port in the back of the panel. Here where you see the hardware of the panel. And here we have the GT25 family. It is a high performer panel with a middle cost, and it is a compromise between the GT23 and GT27. It is in different type, and it also can be without frame to be mounted where is necessary, and a handy version like a teach pendant of a robot. It has on board a emergency button, and it is more handy and more compact and easy to use. These are the functionalities of all the GT25. They have Ethernet, USB, RS232, RS422, RS485, an SD slot, but it can also can be equipped with an CC-Link IA field interfaces. It also has MelSecNet connection, direct connection to the PLC bus. They have a front USB, except for the without frame that it hasn't the front USB. It has a lot of functionalities like debugging, document view, remote access (VNC), GOT mobile and web server, email, MES interface, server client FTP, operation log, data logging, multi-channel, transparent mode, operator authentication, backup restore, MERSEC FX list editor, program sequence monitor, system and user alarm, and remote using a PC. Here we can see the hardware and the port mounted on the GOT. Here we can see the without frame, and we can see that it hasn't the front USB. And here the GOT handy, where it has switches and LEDs on the front that can be used to in I don't know a rude environment. It also have a key for switching or enabling something, and it can be sold with a wall bracket that can hold the GOT. The GT25 wide, like the GT21 wide, has an higher resolution than the other panels of the same family, but with in this case with the same functionalities. It has also a larger screen. Here we can see that the screen is bigger, and all the port in the back of the panel. Like the other GT25, it has a USB interface in the front. And now we move to the GT27. The GT27 is the the flagship of the GOT2000 family, and it consents multi-touch and gesture on the panel. It, like the other model, have Ethernet, USB, RS232, RS422, RS485 SD card, and can be mounted with CC-Link, CC-Link IE, IE field, and MelSecNet connection. It has the front USB, only in the white frame doesn't have the front USB, and the functionalities are multi-touch and gesture that the other doesn't have, media functions, debugging, document view, remote access like server and VNC, GOT mobile and web server function, email, MESS interface, server and client FTP, operation log, data logging, multi-channel, transparent mode, operator authentication, backup restore, MelSec FX list editor, program sequence monitor, system and user alarms remotely using APC. Here is the hardware. The white model doesn't have the front USB. The USB is in the back. We see better in this picture that it has a humor sensor that can be used to activate the panel only when it's necessary and detects when the operator is in front of the panel to save energy. Another type of HMI, but not physical, but is a software that is considered like a SCADA, but is not a SCADA, is a simple HMI, but on a PC. It's called SoftGOT 2000. It is a software that works like an HMI, but is on a PC. Here a table that resumed all the functionalities and the differences between the families. And now let's talk about GOT solution. There are a variety of functionalities to make simple use of the panel and for an efficient use in an environment for maintenance, for example. Let's see the user-friendly solutions. These solutions are made for an easier way to use the panel inside a system. We offer some sample screen, some sound output function, multimedia function, operation log function, and operation authentication function. These are all functionality that could simplify the way that you use the panel. For example, sample screen are some projects that are pre-made by the Mitsubishi Electric Group and can afford some request that the client is are need to for doing a job inside a system with the panel. For using them, it's necessary to have the GTWorks 3 software, and in the menu project utilize data. We have all sample screen that in this list you can find some sample that show how to drive a motor through servo or an inverter, or some gestion of an alarm, or some, I don't know, data logging, and so on. Here we have all the information on how to use it. Another solution is expansion of a base screen, where we can show a little part of the entire screen on the panel. Here we can see an example. For example, the whole screen is divided in four in four smaller areas that you can move in on the panel. It is limited only for GT27 and GT25. Multi-touch gestion, like we said before, it's available only on GT27, but it help us on some gesture and some movement on the panel. We can with our finger zoom on the panel to see some button in a bigger way. We also have the sound emission on the panel. For example, when there is an, uh, a specific task or an error on the system, it could produce a sound. But also, it can reproduce a voice that that could traduce from text to speech and say a simple word, simple phrases. It is not included in all the panels. It is available only on GT27 and 25 and on the SoftGOT, and it is on under license. So you need to pay a license to make the panel sound. Here there is an example from the functionalities of text to speech, where you can select the voice that reproduce what you write, and we can see also all the languages that are available. The multimedia function is available only on GT27 with an expansion, and it could show on the panel some videos, for example, on recording a video of the area and show on the panel, or for example, analyze a video of the system when it go on an alarm. So you on an error, you can see why this error is completed if you have a camera mounted on the system. The operation authenticator is the operation login, for example, that you require a password to and the name of the operator to go into the panel, for use the panel, or also for use some task on the panel. I don't know, for example, if there is a maintenance part, you can put under password this part, and only the maintenance person that that is the specialist of maintenance, could access in it. So it limits the problem with the using of the GOT. The operation log function is for checking the history of the operation performed on the GOT. For example, we have some function that perform the GOT, and we want to check what he do. So in some different specific time. The maintainer solution are this, and now we will see more in detail what they are. The transparent mode is the way you use the panel, because for example the panel could be mounted on the front of a cabin, electrical cabin, and inside you can have some inverters, some PLC. You can connect directly on the panel and made it transparent. This means that you can connect to all the devices inside the network only if they are connected on the same network of the panel. You can access to these devices only connecting on the GOT. So if you connect on the GOT and you need to access to an inverter that is connected to the GOT, you can only connect it to the GOT, and you can see and modify some parameters on the inverter. The same for all the PLC. Data logging is used to collect data from PLC. It can display as a diagram or as a list, and can be exported on the PC for analyze the data. The files that save the logging are stored on SD or on a USB, or also in the memory of the panel. The alarms is the gestion of alarms on the system. It can display some pre-made alarm gestion to make an easier maintenance and troubleshooting on the system. There is the possibility to see some document stored on an SD card, for example, a manual. This is available only on GT27 and GT25, and if you put this card in the panel, you can see some document that could be necessary on a system line, for example. The backup restore function, with a backup data saved in the GOT, you can quickly modify and restore all the parameter and the program saved in a PLC. For example, for a Mitsubishi Electric PLC, modular PLC, if there is a problem on the CPU, you can replace the CPU, and with the backup restore function of the GOT, simply upload the program and the parameter on the newest CPU without using a PC. System launcher is for checking the status of the system for example on a Mitsubishi electric modular PLC. And from here you can see if some module is in error, and you can start some function, for example, see the diagnostic, the device monitor, and so on. Here also the diagnosis of the PLC. We have also the diagnosis of the CC-link IA field network. So if there is a network made by CC-link IA field and the panel is connected, you can see which is the error and try to solve the error from the panel. The manual viewer is a software that can help us on programming the panel. In the software GTWorks 3, if you press the key F1 on the GT Designer 3, we are directly we can see the corresponding manual for having an help and see what we are doing wrong. Let's now talk about PLC solution for GOT. For example, we have ladder monitor for IQR, QCPU, and LCPU, where you can see the ladder program on the display of the panel. Then we have also the SFC monitor for show the program on the PLC made in SFC language. Then we have log viewer that show the data logged on the PLC directly on the panel without connecting with a PC. So it's a more easy and more faster way to see the logging of the data. Then we have GOT drive for servo. We have the possibility to do a one-touch tuning or tuning function without connecting to the axis with a MER configurator 2. So it's a easy and faster way to set the tuning on a servo amplifier. Then we have the monitor that show us all the info and data coming from the servos. We have the alarms that show all the alarms on the panel, and there is also the possibility to check the manual if it's not a GT21 or GS21 that don't have the document display, and it is a help to resolve a problem on the axis. Then we can see the graphs where we can display the graphs without using a PC. We can show the speed, the torque, the current, and it also can be saved and then showed on a PC. There is also the possibility to record a drive before and after an alarm. There is a trigger that can record a part of the function of the servo to see which is the problem that caused an alarm. Also, there is the possibility to connect to servo network and see which is the possible problem inside the network. and can show a system graphics configuration diagram of the network. We also can see the life of the capacitor and the relay of the servos directly on the panel. Also, if we have multiple axes connected to the GOT, we can see all the life of this axis. We can perform also machine diagnosis with the possibility to connect to the motion control and simple motion and on the axis. And this is like I said before, is an easier way to see and set up a system. Then we have GOT drive, but for inverter solutions. There is the possibility to make commands to the inverter, like speeds and set frequencies, forward, reverse, and also see the output frequency and the current, but also all the other info coming from the inverter. This is the full monitor that show all the data coming from the inverter. So also if there are more stations connected to the panel, we can see the data coming from all the inverters. We can also do a parameter change, parameter settings of the inverter. All the parameter can be setted, and also we can set a parameter recipe for the inverters. I don't know if we need to change the setting of some parameter in a determined moment. We can do a parameter recipe, and it will change the parameter when it's necessary. Then we have a backup restore, like the solution said before. If we have a problem on the inverter, we can change the inverter and use the backup. I don't know if it's a complex system and we have 10 inverter and the inverter, I don't know, number 3 doesn't work. We change the number 3 and then we restore all the information and parameters on the inverter without connecting directly to the inverter. This is the monitor of the load curve, and it shows the relationship between the output frequency and the torque, and can be stored inside the inverter. This is a monitor that show all the function of the inverter and the torque that it's used, and if there is an error, we can find why it's showed this error. We also can see the life of an inverter and see a diagnosis. We can see the state of the various board, and also the life of capacitors. We also can see if there are some alarm on these boards or on the cooling fans, and see if it's necessary to do a maintenance for restore the inverter. Then we have GOT drive for robot solutions. We can start up the robot, and we can move in jog position, set a position, read a position, or also set a variable and start to make a start to a program. We can see all the position of the axis and the joints, and we can also see the robot screen error to see if the robot or the controller is in error. We can see which is the error, and if we have the possibility to connect it to the manuals, we also can see the manuals. We can see also in for these products the life and the life of the joints of the maintenance. We can see if there is a more consumption on some joints, and we can see if there are some movement that we could change. I don't know if we do a movement and the joint number one is very the consumption of the joint is very high, so it could be in overload and make a damage on the robot. We can see this and change on the program of the robot. Then we also can have the fault for the axis and see which is the moment, and on a little diagram. Then we have the solution for remote control of the panels. We have GOT Mobile, that is an application for tablet or PC or smartphone that is made. You need to make the pages on the GT Designer 3 connected to the program that is saved on the panel, and then you have the possibility to control all the devices connected to the panel remotely, directly on a smartphone, for example. Another function is the VNC server that allows us to observe the GOT screen remotely, and also to if it's activated, we can also make commands on the panel of the screen, on the screen panel. These require a license separately. The SoftGOT link function, it's for the SoftGOT on a PC that can monitoring simultaneously more GOT panels in one moment. So if we have a PC connected via Ethernet to the panels, we can see, for example, like the picture, we can see 3 panels in the same time. The network interaction can prevent simultaneously operation on multiple terminals. So we have a network with 2 GOT connected, and we can select which panel have the possibility to interact in this network at this time, so they can't do the same, for example, the same command in the network, and that could be a problem. These are the 3 type of GOT remotely solution, and these are the differences. Data handling solution for connecting the panel with databases. The mesh interface, using a simple data sharing setting in the GT Designer 3, you can send and historicize files such as logging, alarms, and operation history to your database. So all the data that is managed from the panel, we can save on a database. It is also on under license, so you need to buy a different license. The files transfer function, the data stored within a SD card or a USB installed on the GOT can be transferred on a PC and a USB memory. With the FTP transfer, the transfer is directly with the PC. If we need to, this only for storage some data. If we need to set up the panel, I don't know if we try to do a backup on the panel or a restore. This is possible remotely, but only on the panels that are not GT21 and GTGS21. On these two panels is not supported. The internal device retention, you can store GOT devices value within a built-in memory, the SRAM. Let's now talk about the program that is used to make the programs of the panel. The software is the GTWorks 3. This is the how is divided. We have the work 3 on the left, and on the bottom we have the data browser, the checklist, and on the right we have all the utilizes data and the library of the button and the displays. With the GTWorks 3, we can managing the pages views and the layout of the pages. This is the type of pages that we can do. We have base screen that are pages that coming from the basis of the GOT screen display. Checking the display of a base screen is performed with a dedicated device. A window screen is an overlapping screen display. There are two types: superimpose window, a Windows superimpose on a base screen and display as part of it, or an overlap view window. A pop-up window display overlap to a base screen. We can have up to 5 window overlaps in the same time. We have also key window. For this also a pop-up window that appears overlapping a base screen that display a keyboard to be used to compile an input numerical or text. A dialog window that display GOT error or warning from the system. We also have a report screen, window output data by using the report function, and a mobile screen. If we have the function on GT27 and GT25 of the GOT mobile, we have this type of screen. How to creating a project. Now we will see how to creating these following items. Start and stop function to change on-off state of PLC bit. Status lamp, which is on-off based on the state of the PLC bit. Numerical input, which allows us to write a value within a PLC device. Comment display for displaying a comment. Window screen with part display. Switch for language change. Switch for page switching. Let's start from the beginning, how to create a project. We have on the GT Designer 3 this windows. We need to press new. or we also have utilize data to use a sample project, or open for open a pre-existing file. Then on this we press new, and on this new pages we select next. Then we have to select the project on the panel which we want to make the project, and we select next, then next in this page that confirm us the, the info of the panel we selected. For creating a project, we need also need to know the controller type that control the panel. In my case, we select IQF. Then we have to select the communication coming from an Ethernet and select next. For driver setting, we select Mitsubishi Electric Ethernet Gateway. And then we have to select to the IP of the panel. For default, by default is the last octet of the IP is 18, so the station of the GOT is selected by default at 18. Then we select OK. Here, where we select the IP address, like I said before, the fourth octet is 18, and the subnet mask is the standard one. Then we have the devices associated with the page change, and for default is setting to GD100, and but we can change this device with one that we want. Then we can select the screen design for having a base that is not the standard one. Then we see a project summarize, and we select finish to start to do our project. Now we can start to creating our project, and we are renderized to the first pages of the panel. Creating a start and stop buttons. We select bit switch on the object from the toolbar from the menu object. We selected with the cursor and on the screen we select the area that we want to create and be positioned our button. After we placed the object, we can double click on it and open its properties. This is the properties of the bit switch. We can add a device, the M0, and we can also select which action we want to do, because if we set momentary, only we press the button, the setting value is sent. If we set alternate, if we touch the button is remain setted, but we retouch the button is reset. If we do it set, it will set the device, and we need another button to do the reset. This is how I said before, the momentary is on only in the moment that we touch the button. Alternate if we touch and remove the finger from the button, it remains on, and we need to retouch it to make it stop. If we set when we touch it for the first time, it remains set, and we need another device to reset it. When we touch it, it reset and remain reset. We can also change the style of the button. On the properties of the button, we go to style, to the style menu, and we have some libraries pre-installed that we can use to change the choose state of the key touch button. We also can change the color. In the libraries, we can also import some images that we can associate to our button. So our button could be images. We can also add on a text on the button. We can select the position of the text, the dimension, the color, and so on, the font, and on. This is a summarize of what we do. We can make a stop button with only copying the same button and changing the device from M0 to M1 and changing the name from start to stop. That what I said. Then after we change the name in stop, we can also change the color to red. That is the color of the stop. We can insert a bit lamp connected to a device. In this case, Y0, Y0 from the PLC, and like the button, we can change the shape and the style of the lamp. We can do also add the text to make when it's on we can write start, and when it's off we can write stop. Like also run. We can insert an input, a numerical input to write inside the device of the PLC. We have to select numerical input display. Then we select numerical input because we need to insert data. But if we need to show a value inside a variable, we have to use the numerical display. Here we can add the device and changing all the aspect and the font of the numbers. We can create a comment display that is an object that allows us the display of user comment. We can change based on the value of a variable. Here we have we can create a group, some groups. I don't know with the languages, for example, in our case that we want to change, to switch from. We We also had to add a device that also we need to connect to the change switching languages if we want to make changing switching language switching like he said in the GD 150 in the status 1 we have Italian, in status 2 we will have English, and all the words that are added at the comment will be changed in the other language. Like I said, we have the two languages of the comment. We have to write manually the one in Italian and all traducted in English if we want to make a switch of the language. We have three types of comment display: bit comment, word comment, and simple comment. The bit comment is display the comment on the state of on/off of a bit. The word comment show the comment that correspond on the value of a word, and the simple comment that is displayed without recording, without being setting or switching with a variable. We select the simple comment for doing our languages switching. We select the word switch that and we add our language word that is the GD 150. We also we have to select the constant, the one for Italian. I also insert a style, an Italian flag. And for English, I do the same, but the constant is 2 because we insert the English words on the 2, on the second part of the comment. And also I add a British flag on the styles of the button. Window screen with part display. If we need to have an overlap window, we can create a window screen and we can insert the name. When the page is properly, the property of the pages are setting, the screen will appear, and we can start to change the project on the screen. Here is the screen that we create. If we want to add an images on the window screen, we have to insert a part display. So we have to record a part. In this part, we can import an images. Pay attention, the part cannot be resized. So if we need to resize the images, we have to do it on the part size. So we can't change the image size on the screen. In my case, I insert an images from Mitsubishi Electric to make the upper part of my screen. After recording the parts, we can show when we want to display it. To make a page change, there is a proper switch that is the go-to screen, and we can insert a button, and then we can select the pages that we want to switch. We can verify the screen, display on and off status before we can start the simulation. This is the on status, and we can return to off. To insert input display, a numerical input, we can, for example, double click on it and we can set a preview value. We can verify that there are no errors in the program, in the data checklist. If we have an error, double click on it and we will take to the location where the error is found. For trying to test our project, I create a PLC project that we need to connect to the panel. We will use the simulator. So before we launch the GOT simulator, we need to launch the GXWorks 3 simulator. For activate the PLC simulator, start simulation. Then after we have the CPU running, we can return to the GTWorks 3. GOT simulator, we do set, we select GXWorks 3, and we press OK. Then we go to activate, and the panel will start like in our on our panel, but we will see on a PC. Now we can check if the button works, the lamp works, or the setting of the input value works, and the change of the screen. For downloading the project, we can use a USB cable and connect it to PC port to the GOT port. For writing, we go to the communication menu, write to GOT. We can test if we have communication to the panel. If we do the test, we can also know if we are connecting to the right model of the panel. We can also select the PC side. If we use a USB, we select USB. If we are using an Ethernet, we select Ethernet. When we do a test, we can see a screen that said us we are connected. Then we go OK, and we have these pages that could allow us to select what we want to write and where. If we want to write the package data on the built-in memory, is selected like default. Then we press GOT write, yes, and the program will be imported to the panel. Don't turn off the GOT in this moment, or disconnect the cable, or open the SD card door. If we have a problem on the panel, or we want to do an update of the boot OS, we can select when we before select project boot OS or core OS. The boot OS and the core OS changes with the update of the software GT Designer 3. So we can update boot OS on the panel. We can do it also via SD card. These are the main functionalities of the screens. Alarm display function. These are the 5 types of alarm display for displaying alarms. Simple alarm display, variable set by the user are monitored and the alarms currently present are displayed in a list. This display does not support historical viewing. System alarm display, CPU, GOT and network are monitored and current alarms are displayed in a list. This display does not support historical viewing. Alarm display user. User set devices are monitored and historicized. The history of past alarms, in addition to those currently present, is then displayed in a list. Alarm display system. The CPU, GOT, and network are monitored and historicized. Alarms are displayed in the form of a list. Alarm pop-up display. Variables are set by the user, CPU, GOT, or network are monitored and displayed in one line pop-up on the screen. Alarm observation function. Use alarm observation. Device set as alarm. Target are monitored and alarms are collected. The alarms collected are displayed with alarm display user and alarm pop-up display. System alarm observation. The CPU, GOT, and network are monitored and alarms are collected. The collected alarms are displayed with alarm display system and alarm pop-up display. The logging function. The logging function allows us to collect the values taken by the device of a controller cyclically or according to a time and store within the buffering area or a storing device. We can collect data and view it in a historical graph or a trend historical data list display. They can also convert it to a CSV or a text file and display it with a PC. There are 2 recording modes such as file save and buffer historical. The historical trend graph. Collected data can be displayed in a graph. Mitsubishi provides some templates to see how the graph the trend graph function. These are the most important properties to be set. The screen security function level. By setting security level for objects and pages, pages display changes based on user security level. In base of the type of operator that is logged in, we can see more or less info on a pages. Like we said in the picture, we have a level 1. We see a few parts on the display. If we have an higher level, we can see all of the parts on the display. To select this function, open security menu, common, GOT environment settings, security, screen security, and authentication method. We can set the security device, stores the screen security level. There are 15 security level. For each level, we can select a security password, and that will be asked on the panel when some security some parts are blocked for security. These are all the GOT bit and all the internal variables. These are the data registers of the panel, and these are the special registers. For full list of devices, refer to the GT Designer 3 manual. That's it. Thank you for your attention. and we will see on the next video. Bye.